This is a video tour of my Parallax m-Arlo robotic platform. That's a mid-size Arlo robot. It's built from parts from Parallax Incorporated. And let's start from the bottom and move our way up. To begin with, it uses the 12-volt motor and wheel kit, the original ones from Parallax. These are machined aluminum wheels and tires for scooters. The motors themselves are car window motors. The tail wheel kit on the front and the back had to be modified slightly by extending the axle length. The motors are mounted underneath the middle platform and separated with some threaded spacers, aluminum. In the middle of the robot, there's a gap between the motors, and that gap is sized to get the wheels far enough apart to allow the batteries to fit in on the mid deck. The batteries are secured in place by the standoffs through the plastic cutting board that's been shaped around to provide wheel wells for the left and the right wheel. In the rear of the robot is a ping ultrasonic sensor, and if we look here in the middle, we can see that the wires run through the center of the robot through wheels there, or through two holes that are cut in the center platform and on up through the top. That allows the wiring to come up from the motors and the encoders and the batteries all through a single hole in the top of the robot. That hole is under that middle board there, which is the dual H-bridge 10 motor controller from Parallax. On the back is the power distribution board that's been modified for m-Arlo. On the left hand side is the motor switch, right hand side is the main switch, and that is a kit that comes from Parallax. The one that I'm using is actually the original version of the power distribution board, but the top plate is a new plate because I broke the old one when I was installing it. The brains of the outfit up here is the Parallax WX activity board mounted to one side, and then on the other side I've added an additional breadboard area. That breadboard is fed with 5-volt power supply from the power distribution board. All the other wires, they're connecting between the motor controller and the power distribution board, bring power to the motor controller board, and also are the connections for the 12-volt motor and wheel kits from the bottom. And then on either side there coming in are the cables from the encoders. The other cables coming up to the activity board are from the ping ultrasonic sensors. If we look at the front of the robot, we've got pings on the middle of the robot and kind of to an angle on either side, and then of course another one of the tail wheels in the front of the robot. The robot is about 12 inches in diameter, and with the two sealed lead acid batteries is very heavy for its size. Matter of fact, feels heavier than the Arlo because it's smaller, even though they should weigh about the same thing. The two handles on the top make it easy to pick up the robot and move it around.